child sexual abuse material, CSM, grooming, sextortion, sexual solicitation, pedophilia, physical or psychological harm to young people. When we find content or accounts involved in youth sexual abuse or exploitation, we report them to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, NCMEC. We also report to relevant law enforcement authorities when there is a specific, credible, and imminent threat to human life or serious physical injury. If you ever come across suspected CSM, report it immediately in the app or on our website. Never download, record, or share this kind of content. If you or someone you know has experienced abuse, call emergency services right away. If someone is in immediate danger, reach out to a helpline or local support service. If you think your intimate privacy has been violated on TikTok, report it to us here. More information. Child sexual abuse material, CSM. Sexual content involving a young person, including anything that shows or suggests abuse or sexual activity. This covers content created by others or the young person themselves and includes digital or AI-generated images. It also includes anything that sexualizes or fetishizes a young person's body. Grooming, the act of trying to build a close or trusting relationship with a young person to later abuse or exploit them. Sextortion, the act of threatening to share nude or sexual content without permission, usually to demand money, sex, or more explicit content. Not allowed. Showing, promoting, or engaging in youth sexual abuse or exploitation, including CSAM, including any screenshot or clip from the original material, even if it doesn't show nudity or sexual activity. Romantic relationships between an adult and a young person, including pedophilia or self-identifying as an adult attracted to young people. Grooming behavior, sexualizing or fetishizing a young person. Sexual solicitation, including invitations to do something sexual, connect off-platform, or share explicit images, even if another young person makes the request. Explicit imagery of youth sexual abuse in fiction or art. Neglect, endangerment, or physical or emotional abuse of young people. Sharing content that could identify a young person who has experienced abuse or exploitation. 5. Ineligible and age restricted. Showing non-explicit imagery of youth sexual abuse in fiction or art, such as television shows with scenes of implied sexual acts. Allowed. Survivors sharing their own stories as long as it doesn't show abuse. Documentary or educational content that raises awareness about youth sexual and physical abuse as long as it doesn't show the abuse. Criticism of youth sexual and physical abuse as long as it doesn't show the abuse. Adult sexual abuse. We are committed to providing a space that embraces gender equity, supports healthy relationships, and respects intimate privacy. We don't allow content that shows or promotes the sexual abuse or exploitation of adults. This includes non-consensual sexual acts. Image-based sexual abuse. Call emergency services if someone is in immediate danger. Non-consensual sexual acts. Sexual contact that happens without the consent of everyone involved in the activity. This includes any non-consensual sexual contact such as rape and molestation. Image-based sexual abuse. Having, sharing, or creating intimate images, real or edited, of someone without their consent, especially for sexual purposes. This includes content that seems to have been taken with consent but is distributed without it. Showing, promoting, or engaging in non-consensual sexual acts or image-based sexual abuse. Explicit imagery of adult sexual abuse in fiction or art. Showing non-explicit imagery of adult sexual abuse in fiction or art, such as television shows with scenes of implied abuse. Documentary or educational content that raises awareness about adult sexual abuse as long as it doesn't show the abuse. Criticism of adult sexual abuse as long as it doesn't show the abuse. Human trafficking and smuggling. We respect human dignity and are committed to protecting people from exploitation. That's why we don't allow content that promotes or facilitates human trafficking or smuggling.